our data into their social network or use it for looking at their news sources. But it'd be great if Facebook would give us this kind of data when somebody posted it, or if two teams had already voted, wouldn't allow somebody to post a link in that had already been determined as false. So things like that. Yes, sir. The revenue model will be ads and the partnership program. And this is, something that Jude and I are going to keep doing on the long term. We're trying to get it into the U.S. and into India. They will not be red, blue, and purple. They are actually a orange, green, and gray model. We're going to try to get it out to all the represented democracies over time, but it'll be ad supported to begin with. And our target market is obviously political zealots. People that are hanging out on our politics, our Donald, who really want to have a further say in the media that they're reading. Yes, sir.
So is this designed to help, forgive me here, it seems like some of the sides on the left and the right, it seems like they actually join fake news. So is this going to
It actually leverages the echo chamber, yes. We all go to our own little areas to get our biased look at the world. And we're actually trying to leverage that to expose the media bias, because we're trying to let every team have their say. And in that way, no single team can try to control the outcome. I mean, if you think about it, if I had the Heritage Foundation, which is a very conservative group, all of a sudden start deciding what links were good or bad on Facebook, you wouldn't like that, right? Now, we would have the data to show from different perspectives what that link really is about. And it's just a way to combat and make it more objective, more transparent across the board.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
So how do you guard against someone manipulating this system, with bots or,
Right.
coming in?
Yeah, there's a real quick slide that's all about, right there, kill the trolls. We've spent a lot of time thinking about this. The only role for us really is to be arbiters of the truth, so identify trolls and eliminate them. And we've got a lot of things that we're working on in the background to make that happen. But we're not going to elaborate too much because that's the trolls know what we're doing. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so quick question is, what would you say is the biggest problems that you solve? And secondly, if I understood it correctly, it's just a matter of teams voting what they think is right or wrong, right? Is any other validation that you do in the back? I think that my question was, how do you prevent people from gaming the systems, having applications, people voting something as false, what kind of...
Right, that goes to the trolling. You get enough, a small enough, you don't need a lot of people in each of the different teams before you can start seeing voting patterns. And you can start seeing the people who are voting against the team in the majority. And you can start finding those things. Or you can start finding bot farms that are voting quicker than a human could vote and things like that. There's also, where are the votes coming from? Are they within the United States? So you'll only be restricted to be able to, if you have an IP address within the United States, things like that. So I didn't want to talk about all that, but we've got a lot of things that we're going to be working on to eliminate that. As far as the biggest problem, it's just fake news is only working because people are not reading with, a clear head when they go into the news. It grabs you with emotional arguments and you just get angry, right? And then you start believing whatever's said. If you go into it knowing that there's some bias possibly to that article, if there's something going on, or if you're going into it to determine if there's bias or something going on, you're going to be more apt to read it with clarity and to see the bias that's there and not fall into the trap. And because most of it isn't really fake news anymore, it's just propaganda presented to us as news, right? Yes, sir.
How do you plan to scale?
Biggest obstacles.
What was your question?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he asked what were our biggest obstacles and how do we plan to scale. The scaling part is about going after that specific target market of the zealots. And then on the readership side, it's really going after these partnerships. If we were to get, let's say, Media Matters, they're folks that follow them, they are political zealots. The same on the NRA side. If we could get those folks to build their own aggregated team news pages, they would bring us people and help us scale. The biggest challenge is still the trolls. It's always going to be fighting that. And it would be the same if we had a machine learning algorithm. People would be gaming that system constantly. That's why Google search engine is constantly tweaking their algorithm to get around the gamers. So we didn't want to fall into that because we would be blamed as being biased from the outset. Yes, sir.
How do you control for exampling of one team that's doing kind of a self-selection bias? Or like get, for example, just put it simply, like gun haters going to an NRA website or reading things about it.
So how do we control for self-selection bias? We're actually kind of encouraging it, I guess you might say. It's not a market research, statistical kind of exercise that we're doing. We're trying to take these different homogeneous groups and get them to give us their perception. So we'll have 3 different homogeneous groups. Obviously, purple team is a challenge, another challenge. Purple team is not so homogeneous. They may go left or right on any given perspective, a libertarian or something like that. And so it may be harder to decide what really is purple team. But I don't think I answered your question, but.
Do you guys know what I'm saying though? Like if 95% of one team has read an article, then the rating of whether that article is true or not is going to be biased based on the self-selection that we would have wanted to then, right?
So what's going to happen is the article is actually going to show up in 3 different ways. Right? So it could so be that the article, may be trending a lot higher on one side versus the other. That right there gives a good, 360-degree view into how is each side viewing the article. And, the attempt is to at least make you ask the question, what led for this article to trend more within the group that I follow versus, or not more in the group that I follow, so.
Right, or be declared false by one team and true by another. That's what you're getting at, right? So by having the different teams' perspective, maybe I don't have that many votes on that particular article, but the blue team, let's say 95% of the NRA folks go and they vote on this one article. The blue team may have a few votes on that article and they would have a completely different perspective. And at least that would allow us to look at why do they have a different perspective, and is it, we can at least start talking about that from a quantitative perspective of this group thinks it's completely different. Let's break it down. Yes, sir.
What's your marketing strategy to find these groups within the state?
So I've been on a LinkedIn quest right now. I've been connecting with lots of political folks. I do not have those networking connections. I've made a few connections with that. So that's more on that partnership side of things. For the actual go-to-market, it's going to be really Twitter, forums, places that the political zealots argue about politics. Maybe even in the comment sections of the different newspapers. I mean, if you want to sit and argue about it, well, let's get some votes out there.
And you would be able to work on YouTube videos.
Yeah, it's any kind of content. It's not just articles. It's anything that you think is politically biased. Yes, sir.
You said that you're a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Can you talk about your past businesses and how the business going?
Sure. My most recent experience was with a company called Plum, or People Like You and Me. I came out of a behavioral market research perspective doing online user experience research. And we tried to take that experience to look at people's web browsing history, automatically categorize it, build an interest graph, and then be able to connect those people anonymously through our system. We raised about $500,000. Most of my connections are oil and gas, and I raised that money right before the crash, and I wasn't able to get finished. We got about 90% done. We had about 10,000 folks in our beta, but we never could get to scale, and couldn't raise any more money, so here I am. Yes, ma'am.
Couple questions. In terms of advertisers, is your plan to cater to the team color, what types of ads they might see? Are you building?
Right, the advertising will take advantage of all the data points that we have, so it can be team-based, geographic-based, and possibly even web browsing history-based as you target ads, but we're not going to be specifically targeting anyone. I think, you know, Team Red advertisers might be the folks that are on Hannity or Rush, and then the people that are on Maddow at night might be the ones advertising non-political ads. Obviously, during political season, it's going to be completely different. India, their big election is in June, so we know we missed the window here. We're really trying to scramble to get it for there so we can see what's going to go on.
And then I noticed that your website is not secure. What are your security plans?
Well, that's because we are still in pre-beta. We just barely are on the threshold of beta. But yeah, the plan is to not just have security, but I mean, the basic security would be there, but definitely IP logging and such are all those measures that go into determining, you know, who's trolling the system or who's trying to game it and how we minimize or mitigate that. So that's definitely, I mean, that and a few more steps are definitely involved yet to come.
Answer for one more question?
Oh, why did we name it Play Stupid Politics, right? Okay, so I'm familiar, and I thought everybody was, but online I'm familiar with the term play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It's usually in reference to people riding skateboards on buildings and falling to their death. And I felt like people were playing games with us with politics now, that the media and everybody, they're doing these games, and we're the ones winning the stupid political prizes because of it. And so that's where it came out, and when we said it, it was catchy and it caught people's attention. I thought people would really be kind of like that, but it seemed to be okay. Unless you guys all go, this sucks. Okay, we appreciate the time. Thank you for 1 million Cups allowing us to be here, and let's take care.
Thank you. We want you both. So we want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, and thank you all for your participation and your questions. They were great. If you haven't checked in yet, or you haven't downloaded the app, now's a good time to do that and actually do your feedback for the presenters while it's still fresh on your mind. So we are in the Capital Factory and the deck. The Capital Factory is a for-profit business that is here to help tech companies grow, to help them thrive. They provide mentorship programs, they provide co-working, and they connect people with VCs. So if you've got a tech company and you don't know much about Capital Factory, you will want to do some investigation to find out about that. And you can also request to do a tour here after this is over. Just make sure you talk to someone at the front desk and they will get you set up. They also offer free co-working here today, only for 1 million Cups attendees, but you do have to check in. They will grab your email and give you a tag for security reasons. If you're hanging out here, they need to know that you have officially checked in because they'll recognize that you're not a member. And it's only in this lounge area. It's not actually in any of these conference rooms. They're all paid and booked by other organizations. So you just hang out in the lounge here, and around the back there's a VR space where you can hang out as well. And the front room where there are a few tables, you can co-work there as well. I would like to talk about the deck because the deck has been our partner from the beginning. So 1 million Cups was launched through the deck, and I would like to welcome Jigna to the stage to tell us about their services, their programs, and how they can help entrepreneurs here. Welcome, Jigna.
Hi everyone. It's kind of nice and warm in here, so I kind of like it. It's cozy. I'm Jigna Vakela. I am with the Dallas Entrepreneur Center, as Isabel was mentioning. We actually partner with a few different location or innovation hubs, as we like to call it. One being Capital Factory, that's here. We are also in Addison, and we partner with the City of Addison at the Addison Treehouse. And we have a new location, which is at the Redbird Mall. It's the Redbird Entrepreneur Center. So, and we also have our West End location, which was the original DEC location. We're here to help startups and entrepreneurs and businesses build and grow through some of our partnerships, and we offer mentorship as well as membership opportunities. We have a lot of events that we're involved with or we partner with. So if you go to the DEC.co website, get signed on to the newsletter, and there are a lot of public events, and they're free and quite informative and educational. So come and see me if you guys have any questions about the DEC. We're a nonprofit, and just get involved through social media as well as our newsletter.
Great, thank you.
We always And our coffee is always available for free for everyone who attends 1 Million Cups. That's 1 Million Cups actually means it's about the notion of having 1 million cups of coffee over 1 million cups of 1 million cups of coffee over 1 million conversations. So, and that's across the nation. And since there's more than 160 chapters, I'm sure that, and it's been going on for 6 years, I'm sure that they've far past the 1 million. So kudos to the 1 Million Cups organization. And our coffee this month has been provided to us, and last month too. They've been a 2-month sponsor with us, Gig Wage. So I want to welcome Craig to the stage. Thank you, Craig, for getting all of us coffee every Wednesday. Tell us about Gig Wage, please.
Thank you. We are a Dallas-based Texas, is Dallas in Texas? Yeah, I think so. So we're a Dallas, Texas-based startup, and we basically exist to help businesses pay, manage, and support their independent contractors, freelancers, or gig workers. We've been referred to as like PayPal for contractors. I don't know if I love that yet, but we'll ride with it for now. But basically, we were started here in Dallas, and we're scaling here in Dallas. We're a venture-backed company. We're super excited to be partnered with this community. Not only are communities powered by coffee, but we believe contractors are powered by coffee. And I drink a lot of it, so I thought that was a great sponsorship opportunity for us. But if you need any help paying any contractors, it doesn't matter if you have 1,000 or if you just got somebody doing some website design on the side and you need an easy way to pay them, manage them, support them, make sure you're in compliance with a software system to help you do just that. Contractors love us too. If you use Gig Wage, you have a better chance of retaining and attracting great contractors. So it's a bit of a recruitment tool because we help you pay them faster and better, and they really like that. So feel free to check us out, gigwage.com. On social media, we're at @GigWage on everything. I'm Craig Lewis. I have cards if you have questions. Drink more coffee.
Thank you so much, Craig. And then you see the other 2 sponsors that are with us from time to time, Curtu and Hybrew, have also been around with 1 Million Cups for as long as we've been in existence. Sometimes they've got their products here, sometimes they don't. When they do, it's a bonus, so we still like to give them a shout out. So thank you to Curtu and Hybrew. I'd like to welcome our next presenters to the stage. The company is called Integratz, and we have Integratz. God forgive me, Integratz. And so I want to welcome you both to the stage. Thank you for stepping in. They were going to have another, one of their colleagues presenting, Bridget Landis. She's part of our community. She comes and she actually hangs out and watches presentations, and she asks questions as well. But unfortunately, she's not feeling well today, so her colleagues are stepping in, and they're going to share their story with us. So thank you guys for being here.
All right, as you just said, we're the numbers and Landis, but good morning, how's everyone doing this morning? So, my name is Patrick Wiley, this is my co-worker, Tom Neiman. We are both technical engineers at Integratz, and this morning we're talking to you about our company. So, one of the big issues today is businesses struggling to adapt to the digital frontier. We are in an era of unprecedented technological advancement, and with that comes a host of new issues. This mostly being process speeds for issues needing to increase dramatically. And something businesses seem to struggle with is catching up with their competition when it comes to this process speed. So that's where we at Integratz like to step in. So, we at Integratz are automation consultants. We utilize robotic process automation, or RPA for short. This is a process we believe is the best adaptation to this increasing technological environment. And we believe that going forward, Automation Anywhere, our sponsor and partner, has the best software to actually implement RPA. So, what is RPA? RPA is the process of automating business processes. This includes things such as data entry or invoice processing. And what our software does is not so much interfere with your current software, but it's actually really lightweight and just communicates between your different software for you. This allows your employees to do less mundane tasks and focus more on value-centric tasks. So, going forward from that, Tom, if you want to take the next part.
We're here to help you adapt this rapidly advancing technological. I'm sorry. We're here to help you advance in this rapidly advancing technological landscape. This new digital frontier, everything is happening much too fast. Businesses cannot keep up, but we can help with robotic process automation, as we told you about. Follow the philosophy of DevOps when going through projects. And we also implement process mining to determine which processes in your business are prime or best practice to do automation, and we can provide our service for it. And we also provide training. We're certified trainers to help train your employees at your business understand and use the software. All of these combined, we at Integratz can help you bring efficiency, increased accuracy, and just more value to your human workers. Let the creative brains be creative.
So, we here at Integratz are a diverse workforce, and that we believe business solutions and business problems require a holistic awareness of how to approach these things. So, when we look for engineers to bring on to solve these RPA issues, we look for a wide range of backgrounds. For example, I actually do not have a computer science degree. I have a degree in nuclear engineering, which is far removed from computers. A couple of my other colleagues, we have someone with anthropology, psychology, and a few other more liberal arts degrees. But because of this, we get a unique culture in our company that allows us to implement creative solutions to these technological issues. Furthermore, our team was founded about a little under a year ago. We've had some great strides since then. We have a direct partnership with Automation Anywhere, the software we use to implement RPA. We brought on 14 team members since our founding. All of our engineers are currently certified with the advanced certification from Automation Anywhere. And we also have qualified trainers that will come and get your team up to speed with the software. So we are currently moving forward. We are currently doubling the size of our team in order to meet our client demand. And also, we are also always looking for new clients in order to look for new creative solutions to go and talk to closing thoughts.
I have no thoughts other than I thank you for your time and looking forward to your questions, and we at Integratz wish you a simply amazing day.
Question?
The first question is, how can the community help you?
Need to help us.
I say one of the biggest help the community could do is awareness of Integratz. We have a small social media presence. We're increasing it by the day, but feel that would be one of the best ways to help improve and kind of get the name out there. Hey, we're Integratz, we can automate, we can help your business. And I feel that would be the best and probably easiest way for everyone to help if they want to. Requires no money, maybe a click, you have that effort, so we really appreciate it.
Yeah, do you have a fee structure?
Hey, what?
A fee structure?
Fee structure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors that go into automating processes. So that's part of the consulting aspect of this. We come in and look at the processes that we involve, and then we talk about processes. If you want to talk to us afterwards, we can discuss that more. Yeah, there's just a lot of factors that go into pricing models.
Are you trying to sell a software like Salesforce, or are you trying to sell billable hours and vice versa?
We're not trying to sell any specific software. We're trying to sell a solution to a problem. We're not trying to sell automation anywhere itself. We use that, use different softwares, integrate them with the softwares your business uses.
So you're selling billable hours?
Yes, correct.
You're consulting?
Yes,
to
that's
make
correct.
sure you fit billing
Correct.
Can you tell us your favorite success story? Leave out the names of your clients. Leave out the names of your clients.
Oh, I guess recently we all come from non-technical backgrounds, and we've got a new project. It was pretty technical. We have not seen any of these aspects of it before. It was all good to us, but each day was a new challenge. We learned something new each day. Got better as a team. We just every day got more fluid, and we continuously improved. And at the end, the project seemed possible. Now, I feel pretty proud of it. It looks really nice. I feel really proud of our work. It looks really well, and it felt really good.
To answer your question more directly, though, we had a issue with a invoice processing, and we had to come up with a unique solution that would take a PDF, scan it, and then take the information that a client wanted from that PDF of an invoice, and then put it into a database form. So that saved client hours upon hours of just manually typing in those invoice things like address, name, total cost, et cetera, et cetera.
Thanks.
Any questions? Yes.
It sounds like automation anywhere is that the kind of solution on the back end.
Yeah, that is the software we use.
Software. It sounds a lot like Zapier, but more for enterprise solutions. So can you talk a bit more about those type of, I guess, software applications you can integrate with? Are we talking SAP, Oracle? What exactly are we talking about?
Every software you had mentioned, Automation Anywhere, it can integrate with. It's really pretty flexible with the softwares it can communicate with. Its whole purpose is to communicate between the softwares and do the task automated way.
To list off, I mean, it communicates with the entire Office suite, so Excel, Word, along with most databases, MySQL, Oracle, Access, and can even run command prompt stuff. So you can automate Linux and Windows command prompt processes also.
How do you manage communication between systems that are custom built? That's the first question. And how do you manage communication? How do you manage integration with a system that is completely closed? Like a Windows, say there's a Windows application, a Windows Tally application. the only way you could do it is export or import data out of it. How does your software manage that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear this.
How do you integrate, how do you integrate with custom software? That's the first question.
Custom software. One of our co-founders here can probably answer the question a little better.
So one of the advantages of the platform is that it doesn't really have APIs in the operational model where it plugs into a software. This software is built as a bridge, right, between traditional old school software that doesn't provide those kinds of interfaces and something new and modern that you will translate into. So the bot itself is capable of mimicking a human action. So if your action is to log into a software and run an export process, it will do that, extract the data, translate it, process it into another downstream application. So one of the advantages that companies tend to use this for is if they're feeling like they're falling behind in their automation efforts and there's a big upgrade cost to upgrading legacy systems, instead of putting in the cost to upgrade that to today's levels, they just use this as a bridge to extract data from there and process it into something else. Right?
So when you say it mimics human, it physically, literally does.
Right, yeah. It can learn what you're doing on a screen, for example. If you're an accountant, you can teach it to, okay, go click here, it parses screens, parses software itself, does different activities on the menu, extracts information.
So is it a process of you recording user human action and then?
You have multiple ways that you can set this up with. One aspect is to record actions. Another aspect of it is to say, hey, go to the site, put in this ID password, all of that is encrypted, get this data out, then take that data and apply it to these two other systems that I have included, right? That's one application of it.
Would you introduce yourself?
I'm one of the original founders. These guys said they wanted to do the presentations and they've been doing a good job out here. So some of these kind of questions I thought I'd help them out with in a more direct way. Go ahead.
So apart from the billable hours of the 17 mission, it sounds like there's no cost for automation anywhere, or is automation everywhere, can't really. But it sounds like there's another cost for that. Is that a subscription paid for a year? Is that a one-time cost for that?
So we work with two types of clients. One is enterprise level clients who can, these are larger companies like Costco, Citrix, companies like that buy the software because they have that level of utility within the company itself, right? The other aspect of it is smaller businesses that don't want to make the investment in the software, so they consume it as a service. It's a SaaS model, software as a service model, hosted by us. We go into a business and evaluate the business process itself, what kind of processing is going on, what you need on there. Simple example that we've had in this convention is invoice processing is a common area where a lot of businesses utilize people doing repeatable things, right? So that's a low-hanging fruit for some companies, right? If the form data is set, if you're thinking medical forms, insurance, legal forms, this software lets itself very easily extract, automate, and utilize that kind of data. I don't know where that is happening.
So is that a fixed fee for that software service? Or?
Yes, so the fee structure, the reason we didn't get into fee structure is because there's several different ways to structure this, right? So if you have a business that processes 10 invoices a day, you can do a fee structure by invoice process. If you want to employ a bot for 5 hours a day, or by, you can structure it in different ways. Number of pages processed, number of invoices processed, amount of time that you want to rent the bot out for, with some simple off the top in that case, right?
So that license is with you don't have to interact with automation anywhere?
No, yeah, correct. So the way it would work is that you have a system on your side that is your invoicing system. We build in a network from our data centers into your office. If we VPN into it with a security level performs these activities that an employee in your office might be doing today. Performs these and logs out and doing something. Right? So it's as though somebody in your office is actually doing the work, but the bot comes, does the work, and gets out. So that's essentially what it is.
Do we have time for more questions?
Yes.
How are you finding your clients? What's your marketing strategy?
So one of the reasons why we're focusing so heavily on this, we started the company of DevOps, automation space. That's primarily my background and some of the other founders' background. As we started down this lane, we found that this area of automation is growing rapidly, more rapidly than other areas, right? For a simple reason that other softwares require a big runway, ramp, and heavier investment. If you're looking at a traditional company, like I said, legacy softwares, they all have hundreds of different legacy softwares. To update that and get it to today's level of interacting with the web and social media customers, extracting that data, is a lot more challenging. So this seems to be a lightweight approach that companies can deploy, regardless of what type of system they're able to extract that data that they need to feed it into something more futuristic, right? So the demand for it is, it's in the early stages of adaptation, and a lot of companies are, in fact, knocking on our doors to help them with it. It's one of the reasons why we're doubling in size every few months, right? So we've been lucky from that perspective that the work is coming to us rather than us going chasing. Right? Our struggle has been in finding the right people to kind of satisfy the demand. So to train them in that way of process mining. Right? If we send an engineer to a customer, for that engineer to be able to decipher the processes and figure out what are the points where automation can be injected and provide maximum value to the client is that the part of teaching that is a little more challenging, finding the right candidates. And 3% unemployment job market is not easy to find people. So that's more so than the challenge for us.
We have time for one more question.
So RPA is a common term for software, connecting software. Is that right?
It stands for...
With your website, I thought, oh great, we're going to see robots.
Correct. It stands for robotic process.
Communication is hard, but I mean, if someone went to your website, like me, I would think these people sell robots.
It's not robots in the traditional sense. The term the industry uses is robotic process automation. Right? If you think about, So if you think about what you would do in a business is, for example, I'm just going to use an accountant as an example, right? If you have an accountant that goes into certain spreadsheets, certain sites, and puts together bids and whatever it is, invoicing and all of that stuff, right? The software robot learns these actions.
Right, but that's not obvious on your website. It looks like you manufacture robots.
Okay. I guess we'll have to change that.
An explanation is great, but it's not, it's on your website. It looks
Right.
manufacture robots.
Yeah, we've had a few challenges and we're trying to get better on the messaging side of it. But like I said, our challenge has been more into satisfying the demand than polishing the message, so to speak.
All right.
So,
Right.
Thank you.
thank you.
Appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. We have cups for you as well, the 1 million cup tumblers. I'll give it to you now. So this is the end here. Thanks so much everyone for participating. I would ask again if you could go to the app and give your feedback there. It really takes less than 5 minutes. If you're interested in becoming a presenter, we'd love to get to know you. You can come up to the front and say hello to our organizing team. Our pictures are here, so you should recognize us. 4 of us are in the room right now. You can also just go to the website, 1millioncups.com/Dallas. I want to let you know about the other chapters as well. Fort Worth is in a space called Locavore, which is like a co-op kitchen space. So If you're a food entrepreneur, it's a great place to go check out. We also have a new location for the Frisco chapter. They meet at WeWork in Legacy North. Yes, they were at Legacy West, but now they've gone north. And we also have Addison, but they're on pause. The last I knew, they were actually going to fold that chapter, but apparently they're taking a pause. So just make sure that you look out for their updates online, or contact or call City Central and see what's happening there. As far as I know, it's completely on pause. And then we've got a chapter that is in Irving. Yes, Irving happens the last Thursday of every month. Wednesday, pardon me. We're almost on Wednesday. It's the last Wednesday every month. So check the website as well for the details there. We're going to be on pause for the holiday break. So the 19th, we're not here. 26th and the January 2nd, we're away. If you forget, just go to the website. It's on our banner, and you'll see the details there. Any questions from anyone? Anybody hiring in the audience or looking to connect with a special discipline? I can just call on you, and then this will be your opportunity to know who's in the room. Okay, so we have someone in the back. He's got his hand up. If you don't mind speaking loudly to the group about what you've got going on there, what you want to share.
So what I'm looking for is a full stack React Native developer.
What is your name?
Mike.
Mike. Okay, and are you independent? Are you, okay, perfect. So you're looking for a full stack developer?
React Native specific.
Okay. Someone in the back? Oh, Jeevan?
Yeah.
You're going to connect with him?
Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Can we make another match in the room? Okay, so you're welcome to hang out, everyone. There may still be more coffee. If not, there's definitely more coffee in the asteroid room to the side. I'm sure Capital Factory won't mind. In that room that we're usually in, there's like 2 coffee containers. You can grab some coffee from there. And if you plan to stay, please sign in. Thank you so much for being here. We'll see you next week. Next week is our last week.